Subscribe to my channel before we dive in. The message pinged at 2:17 a.m. Mom wrote. If you want to be part of it, you can watch through the Google Earth window. No punctuation, no warmth, just that strange, uneasy pause, like a child trying to soften a blade. My daughter's wedding. The one I helped fund. The one I wasn't invited to. For a moment, I thought it was a mistake. Then I remembered her voice the last time we spoke. Distant, clipped, rehearsed, as if reading lines from someone else's script. I typed, "Sure, enjoy your big day," and sent it before my pulse could betray me. Outside, the city slept. Inside me, it didn't. By morning, she had called 7 times. On the 8th, I turned the phone face down. I had work to do, important work. 2 weeks earlier, she'd told me about the wedding. Paris, Mom, it's going to be perfect. Her mother, my ex-wife, laughed in the background, polished crystalline like glass. I knew that sound. I'd heard it before when she lied. Since the divorce, we'd barely spoken. Quiet separation. Cold. No shouting, no courtroom battles, just signatures and silence. I thought we had both moved on. Apparently, she hadn't. I had sent money. A contribution, she called it. Not a request, not a thank you, just a line in a bank statement. And now, my daughter, our daughter, was being married in the same city where her mother and I had made promises we couldn't keep. The symmetry unsettled me. Too clean, too deliberate. So I began to think. Who chose Paris? Who paid for the venue? Why the secrecy? And why, when I mentioned booking a flight, did my daughter hesitate? That hesitation carried weight. A tremor of guilt in her voice, a crack in the script she couldn't hold. I didn't push her. I just listened. People reveal everything when you stop trying to participate in their story. 3 nights later, the first clue arrived, an email sent to me by mistake. A photography deposit for the wedding of Amelia and Richard. Richard, the same name as my ex-wife's business partner. The one she had insisted was just a friend. The one who had started appearing when our marriage was falling apart. He had a daughter around the same age as mine. Same surname now. Apparently, I went silent. That's how I handle pain. I compress it until it folds in on itself. But silence isn't still. Silence moves, slowly, like water finding cracks. So I began collecting things, receipts, emails, screenshots, quietly, without confrontation. Her daughter's Instagram told the story. Rehearsal dinners, champagne flutes, sunsets over the Seine. In every frame, her mother stood beside Richard, hand on his arm, ring on her finger. Not an engagement ring. Something subtler, older, familiar. I recognized it. I had bought it. Their smiles weren't new. They were recycled. The same expressions I had captured on my honeymoon 2 decades ago. Too deliberate. Too symmetrical. The mind fills in blanks faster than the heart can process. That's when I ordered the test kit. Not for proof. To turn silence into certainty. DNA. A tiny tube. A little spit. A lifetime of answers. 6 days later, before sunrise, I opened the results. No theatrics. No music. Just numbers. Probability of paternity, 0%. There it was. Cold. Clinical. Absolute. My daughter was not mine. She had never been. Suddenly, Paris made sense. The secrecy, the hesitation, the rewriting of history. I sat for a long time, staring at the blinking cursor on the screen. It felt almost merciful, as if the universe had finally stopped lying. That evening, I sent a single text to my ex-wife. I think you should tell her the truth before I do. No threats, no accusations, just a statement. At midnight, she called, breathless, sobbing, pleading. I listened, not out of compassion, but curiosity. People reveal their truest selves when cornered. When she finally stopped crying, I said, "Don't worry, I'm not coming to the wedding." And I hung up. On the morning of the ceremony, I sent my daughter a single gift, a video file, a montage of family moments, birthdays, graduations, life in sequence. At the end, a still image, the DNA report, crisp and unblinking, captioned simply, "Truth for your big day." I didn't stay for her reaction. I didn't need to. Calls flooded in an hour later, dozens, then hundreds, from her mother, numbers I didn't recognize. I didn't answer. I pruned roses in my garden instead. Precise cuts, clean lines, no wasted movement. I watched truth spread quietly, efficiently, without remorse. By noon, silence returned. Even the phone rested. That's when I smiled, for the first time in months. Not joy, but completion. Revenge doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. It's been a week since Paris. I hear they canceled the honeymoon. The groom left 2 days later. Trust issues, they said. I didn't need to ask. I knew. I didn't destroy them. I simply stopped pretending. There's a difference. Sometimes truth doesn't set you free. It isolates you, cuts you clean from everything false. I'm okay with that. This morning, I planted new roses. White this time. No visible thorns, but I know they're there. The phone remained silent. I prefer it that way. Some silences aren't empty. They're earned. When she calls again, if she ever does, I already know my words. Sorry, I'm busy. Then I'll hang up. And this time, I won't look back.